Land, and welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 4. Yes, we're finally back. It's been like a month, so we're back for sure. I am your host, Dantes, and joining me, of course, my partner in crime. Yeah, I'm pointing to my computer because I see him in my computer. Caleones! How you doing, Caleones?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And how you doing, to the person behind the camera? My daughter's manning the camera today, so no, don't do that. No, don't. Okay, well, anyways, yeah, very excited this week. We're about to head over to E3. It's going to be starting next weekend on Sunday for, I don't even care about that company on Sunday. So, I mean, it's Monday and Tuesday is what really matters, especially Tuesday. So, yeah,
Did you
I mean, it's
just took a punch at
just chugging over,
Microsoft?
just chugging over, shoot until we get to E3. So yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. We have a jam-packed show since we've been out for a while. I know we're finally back. It's been a month. We've been trying to retool our channel. We set up our Facebook page. We finally set up SoundCloud so you can download this podcast. So it's been a lot of work behind the scenes. But since I'm going with that route, let's just finish our rigmarole, shall we, Caleones? Like always, I want to thank everybody for joining us today right here at the Force in Unison Gaming channel. Of course, remember to subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy motherfuckers happy. Also, go to our Facebook page at Force in Unison. Also, go to shigerunews.com so you can give some clicks to my boy Caleones. And finally, we have this podcast so you can download from SoundCloud. I know in the other episodes we kept saying iTunes and SoundCloud. We were not ready. We were just lying to you guys. We promise we won't lie again. But now, officially, you can download this podcast on SoundCloud. So all good and stuff. Well, with that rigmarole out of the way, Caleones, why don't we start with our favorite segment, Reggie's News Corner? My body's ready, baby.
My body's ready. Well, yeah, today, talking about Reggie's News Corner, we have 7 selected pieces of the many that we have to talk about this week. So we have to break it down on those 7. It's going to be a little bit more, so I got a couple of them, kind of like mixed up a little. But the first one and the biggest one out of all of them, which is also going to be our main topic, is about Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah, it has the classic games selection. It's different, and just so people know, Nintendo did clarify the classic game selection is going to be different than the virtual console games. So those are going to be 2 separate entities. Also, the classic game selection will feature um, like new features on the games. It's even going to feature like online as well. So that's something that they're going to have. And lastly, and the biggest thing is going to be the pricing. So for 1 month, it's going to be $3.99. For 3 months, it's going to be $7.99. And for a year, it's going to be $20. But people should know that if there's, let's say, if you have a Nintendo Switch and you have like 3 different people in it, it's going to be a subscription separate for each one. It's not going to be one subscription for all of them. So that's where the pricing does take a hit. But Switch is the type of console that you kind of figure people are going to have more than one in the household. So it's but it depends on how people see it. So what do you think about that one?
So we'll leave it high level. Of course, we'll talk about it more in depth in our
Mhm.
topic, our Enuma's Nintendo discussion. So wait for that. And I'll have a lot to say. And we'll split it into what we like about the service and what we don't like about the service. And I can tell you, spoilers, I don't like that you have to basically pay for each account where PlayStation just gives you one account. And then anyone who has that PlayStation can play on the same PS Plus service. So not a huge fan of that, but we'll talk about it more in depth. Go ahead, Cali, let's go for number 2.
Okay, number 2 is going to be, I guess the people over at Microsoft doing that Xbox Live survey, asking questions about the Super NES Mini and the Nintendo Switch. So Basically, the questions boil down to which features do you find the most appealing and which features do you find the least appealing. And among the questions they had, like price, gaming catalog, Joy-Con, portability, local multiplayer, and the micro SD card slot. So. Um, well, I mean, it doesn't really indicate if they're thinking about coming out with a system or if these are things that they might incorporate into their Xbox, or if they just want to, try to let people, kind of like understand, well, this is, you should be getting an Xbox and alongside a Nintendo Switch. So, kind of like they were promoting the Wii back on the PS3 and 360 days. So, what do you think about that?
I think it's just Microsoft trying to gauge consumer interest. Honestly, a lot of those companies send surveys about their competitors' product. I think it's just that. But at the same time, my fanboy in me is saying the Microsoft is scared and the Switch is coming for you, motherfucker. Uh, I'm joking. I'm joking. I mean, maybe Microsoft will join the handheld market. I don't know. Maybe that would be kind of weird, but I don't think so. I think Microsoft is heading more into the Netflix route. That's for sure. But interesting that Microsoft is gauging the interest of the Switch, or maybe, admittedly, maybe it's just how in the hell the Switch is selling so well, and we got this Xbox One, who's a stronger system, specs wise, and is surviving. I guess you could put it that way because again, Nintendo is a new generation. But anyway, interesting. I want to be a fly on the wall in those Microsoft corporate talks, boardroom meetings. That would be interesting for sure. But anyway,
Okay, so yeah, the next one's gonna be the official Hori Splatoon headset.
ah,
Um, yeah, that's one that is very controversial. People are just seeing it as I mean, an apparatus that you gotta connect your phone into, and that you have to connect the Nintendo system into it as well. So that way you can have the voice chat and listen to the audio. Just the cable is 20 inches long, but I would say this is not meant to be used when the Nintendo Switch is docked. It's only meant to be used when you have it in handheld mode. So I mean, just so you don't find it uncomfortable, just get like a polo shirt. Make sure it has a pocket in here. Throw your phone in it. But one problem is the one of the biggest selling phones in the entire world is the iPhone, and iPhone doesn't have a headphone jack. So that's going to be a problem right there.
no, no, it is a huge problem. Just in case, we will post that picture so you can see the setup at the Force in Unison Facebook page. But this is interesting, Caleones. I mean, it looks like a mess, honestly. I don't know what the hell Nintendo is thinking on this one. I mean, come on, Nintendo. Make it simple. Fucking Xbox, the original Xbox, the Xbox OG had a fucking phone jack or headphone jack, sorry, in the controller. That was like 15 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And Nintendo just can't figure out this shit. I mean, game chat should be
Right.
simple, Nintendo. It shouldn't be hard. PlayStation does it, Xbox does it. You should do it too. And then the problem with this is, like you said, iPhone users are basically need to buy an adapter. One, two.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, so that means that you're gonna have to have your phone with you all the time when you do this shit. And three, it only works in portable mode. Like, how come you can't figure this shit out? A lot of people like myself like to play on TV mode. I don't take the system around a lot. Just saying, Nintendo. It's just like, come on, bros, figure this shit out. That's the only thing
Well,
I'm gonna say.
I mean, my question is, would it be so hard to do a software update where you would have like Bluetooth, like you can enable like a Bluetooth headset to be used with the system? Is that something that is not possible, or is Nintendo afraid that the operating system, which is it's, I mean, it's not convoluted. It's actually nice, sleek, and really fast. Maybe they're afraid that by implementing all those things into it is going to make it slower. One of the problems that the Xbox One has is that the user interface it's kind of slow. It does, it takes a little time loading and going from the screens. It does have a lot more going on than the PS4, but I mean it kind of hurts the performance. So maybe Nintendo's afraid of that, and that's one of the reasons why. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But anyway, what can we do? It's just Nintendo is always weird and quirky. That's why we love them and hate them too. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Nintendo figures this shit out because they need to find a solution for TV mode. Not everybody's taking the Switch out and playing portably, right? So anyway, Nintendo, figure this shit out, please. Go ahead, Caleones, with the next one.
Okay, so the next one, it's a combination of two news in one, but it's a really really big one, especially in Japan. But I mean overall for Nintendo company. So August 25th, Monster Hunter Double Cross is coming for the Nintendo Switch. It's gonna be a port of the Monster Hunter Double Cross game found on the 3DS, and it's gonna be in glorious
720p.
HD. Well, I'll say glorious HD. It's just gonna be enhanced over to the HD, but but still, it's a big game. And how big is it? As soon as the game was announced, Nintendo stock rose to 5.48%, equaling $2 billion in a single day, and that's the highest the stock has been in
Wow.
8 years. That's how big it is
This is coming
for the
from a
game to be on
Sony
the Switch.
fan or fanboy.
So what do you think about that,
Sony,
Dantes?
you better kiss Japan goodbye. I'm telling you right now, this is a big announcement. I mean, if Nintendo announces Pokemon Stars at E3, like I expect that they will do, it's done. Japan belongs to the Switch. I mean, those fuckers like portable gaming, and now with Monster Hunter and Pokemon, that's a one-two combination. And even admittedly, like right, I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan. I do have the game right here. I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan, but it's still a good game. I understand the appeal of the game, right? It is a good action RPG, I guess you could put it, or grinding RPG. So I understand the appeal, and admittedly, there's a lot of fans on the West too, right? So this is a smart move by Nintendo. So some people are gonna buy the Switch for this game, and also I'm surprised too because Capcom a couple of weeks ago they were saying that we were gonna wait and see how Street Fighters 2 performance before we decide how much we're gonna support the Switch, right? So this came out of left field. This is a big news. So kudos for Capcom and kudos for Nintendo. Again, they're doing way better with the Switch than they did with the Wii U. The Wii U was just fucking desert. This system, they keep announcing games here, games there. I know it still doesn't have third party support, but man, you have to give credit to Nintendo. They're doing everything they can to feed the beast. So good job, Nintendo.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it could have been a little bit of lost in translation when people were saying that Capcom said that they're just waiting to see how Street Fighter 2 is going to sell. You know that people are going to buy
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, but at the 40 price, $40 price tag, it's going to be a little bit hard to get that many people in it. It's not going to be like Bomberman where
Long ass
it is a
time.
brand new game. Street Fighter 2 is a game that has been
Yeah.
around
Yep.
for like 20 years or well more than 20 years. So yeah, it's I mean, they're being smart also because they're allowing crossplay in between the 3DS and the Switch. So 3DS owners are not going to be left out, and Switch owners, there are from day one they're going to have people that they can play with. If people already have 3DSs in the house, like we do over here, we have a 3DS, we have a 2DS, we have a Switch, so we already have a group of people that can play it
Yep. I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
all together at the
Okay.
same
Go
time.
to the
So
next one, my friend.
that's yeah, Capcom being smart. Okay. Well, the next one's gonna be well,
Yep.
you know how the Nintendo Switch has been sold out in the U.S., in Japan, worldwide. There's a lot of um, artificial scarcity, which people like to say, but in reality is, I mean, it's just selling out that fast. But there's rumors that Nintendo is increasing production of the Switch from 10 million in the fiscal year one to 18 million by the end of March of 2018. So they're not making it official. Kimishima did say that he planned on having those 10 million for the first year, and 10 million on the first year would have been great. But I mean, 18 million, that's I mean, you would say it's kind of bold, but with the games coming out this month, ARMS, next month, Splatoon 2, then you have Monster Hunter in August. And then the holiday season,
We'll
it,
see.
it
Like I
seems
said,
like
I'm still in
18
the waiting
million
mode. They're
is not
selling,
really
which is
much at
good.
all.
I'm happy. A healthy Nintendo is good for the industry. But I'm wait and see. I'll see if they make that amount of consoles, or they can sell that amount of console in a year. Honestly, also I heard, I don't know if you heard this rumor, Caleones, that supposedly they were fighting with parts against Apple. Right, there was some parts in the system that supposedly use the same as Apple for the iPhone, right? So they were fighting with parts with Apples. That's one of the reasons why the Switch is so hard to come by right now, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if that's the case, if it's, because of the parts, or, I mean, that's the reason why we're waiting, for more units to be made. I'm just gonna say that it's just because, they're selling a lot. They already have what I suppose are a couple of, like houses, or production, lines of production making its system, but yeah, I'm not gonna say that that has, too much to do with it. I'm hoping it doesn't really, but we'll see. Just try to see if that affects it in the end or not. But the next one is a new RPG coming from the Tokyo RPG Factory, which is the follow-up to I Am Setsuna, and it's called Lost Sphere. Lost Sphere is going to be coming out in the first quarter of 2018, and it will retail for 44.99, both in physical and digital. Um, I still haven't played I Am Setsuna. I'm really looking forward to playing it. Final Fantasy IX is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and this has like the same feel to it. I do like that they're dedicated to the retro style of RPGs and the aesthetics of it. That's something that I really love. So looking forward to playing I Am Setsuna and to play Lost Sphere as well. So, and what do you feel? What do you think of it, Dantes?
What I expected, I think Sony has been the premier console for RPGs, right? And that is the truth. They got a lot of exclusives thanks to RPGs like Persona 5 and Near Automata. So I believe that, and I already said this I think in the first episode, that the Switch is gonna become like the next Vita in the sense that it will be the place for RPGs, and you'll see it with this game, right? So Lost Fear, I Am Setsuna is a good game. I want to play it too. I haven't had a chance to play it. It's in my backlog of games that I want to play. So this is good news.
Yeah.
More games is good news. So anyway,
Yeah, and Nintendo Switch being the next Vita is not a bad thing because it's kind of like being the next Vita with Nintendo first party lineups
yep,
and
I agree.
games like Monster Hunter as well, which
Yep,
it would help Vita do a lot more than it actually did.
yep,
Um,
I agree with
yeah,
that. That's why the Switch is gonna be successful in my opinion. Way
hmm
more successful than the Vita for sure.
and finally, going over to the last piece of news is Sonic Mania coming out August 20th. It will retail for $20, even though it does include a collector's edition for 69.99. Um, the game itself, which is $20, is going to be digital only. It's not going to have a physical release. Even though there's a collector's edition and it has a couple of goodies, the game is still going to be digital on the collector's edition as well. But yeah, $20 for the digital game, the standalone game, and the 69.99 includes a deluxe Sega Genesis Styles collector's box. It has the 12-inch Sonic statue as well. It has the statue has startup audio, which the Sega yeah. I gotta put the dub on top of my voice on that one, but yeah, it has a metallic collector's
There you
card.
go.
Yeah, I tried. But yeah, a metallic collector's card with this Sonic Mania download code, and it has a Sega cartridge with a golden ring as well. So it looks nice. Yeah, 69.99 is, I believe, is a really good price for that. But yeah, I mean the game itself, $20. I thought it was gonna be a lot more than that.
So yeah, I mean, good price. Uh, I mean, I lost all faith with Sonic. I'm telling you, I was a huge Sonic fan. Sonic One, Sonic Two, Sonic Three, Sonic and Knuckles. Loved those games on the Genesis. After that, went downhill. So there's some hope. It could be a good game. And if there's a plat, count me in, motherfuckers. So,
Oh, so that means you're not going to be getting it on Switch?
no. Anyway, that was a lot of news. I know this is a Nintendo podcast, but if Nintendo wants me to buy third-party games on their console, put fucking achievements, Nintendo. Thank you very much. Anyway, that was a lot of news, Caleones. But I think it's time to see what new games are out there in our favorite store. What is our favorite store, Caleones?
Well, our favorite store is Shigeru's Mini Market, which is slowly chugging along into becoming a supermarket. And
Hopefully.
yeah, well, I mean, not hopefully, it's growing. They actually, yeah, it did receive an update, so now it becomes easier for you to search for games in it, since it has more games. But yeah, it's Shigeru's Mini Market, and we have 5 games.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 games releasing this week. So the first one we have, yeah, ACA Neo Geo Last Resort. And Last Resort is a shoot 'em up game released by SNK in 1992. Players can use weapons such as laser, homing, or grenades, which can be powered up as many as 3 times, along with a unit that can nullify enemy bullets and attack foes. Using these abilities and many other attacks, players will fight in order to win the war between the robots and humanity. Yeah,
Cool.
robots. I mean, robots. It's like a Terminator type inspired game. So yeah, we're
Yep.
humans. We hate robots, and we just want to destroy them after we build them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Cool.
the circle of life.
Keep bringing game.
Then we have Astro Duel Deluxe, which Astro Duel Deluxe is a fun, frenetic, same-screen local multiplayer party game for 1 to 6 players. Game rounds are quick and defeat is sudden as you blast enemy ships or run over your friends' shipless pilots. Hilarity ahead. Whoopoo!
Another good game. Indies. Throw those indies in there.
Then we have, I guess, the biggest one out of the indie games, which is the King of Fighters 99. The King of Fighters 99 is a fighting game released by SNK in 1999, which I guess it kind of makes sense, King of Fighters 99. This entry in the series marks the beginning of the next chapters of the King of Fighters story and focuses on the new character K instead of Kyo Kusanagi. This entry introduces a new striker match mode, adding an even more strategic element to the classic King of Fighters game system. No, no comment?
Hey,
No.
hey, Neo Geo, keep bringing those games. Put it, keep
Yeah,
pumping.
come on, dude. Yeah, you're the hype person. You're supposed to hype him up as soon as I say it. But now we come over to the 2 biggest
The good
games.
game.
Yeah, the two
Yes.
big games coming out for this month. The first one is Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers, which is the newest iteration of Street Fighter in nearly 10 years. Ultra Street Fighter 2 features all of the classic characters, a host of new single player and multiplayer features, as well as 2 new fighters, Evil Ryo and Violent Ken. Nintendo Switch TV, tabletop, and handheld modes allow you to play Ultra Street Fighter 2 at home or on the go.
Yep. I mean, again, it's cool. Hey, at least it's cheaper when I when I bought it in the Super NES for $80. So I mean,
Yeah,
hey, I know people are complaining about the price too high. Trust me, go back to the '90s and buy that game on the Super NES. You won't
I
be
know.
crying that much.
I know people complain about the Nintendo Switch tax on some games, and that's where they're criticizing. Some games coming out more expensive than on other system, but the cartridge tax back in the 90s, it was
Yep.
awful. I paid
I know.
$85 for the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
And remember, that was for Street Fighter. How much did it cost? The copy that you bought for it was Bulls versus Blazers, right?
Yeah,
How
it
much
was
was
it
that
was
one?
it was almost $90. And that's brand new first week that comes out. It's not me looking for a retro game. It's buying it on the same day that it came
Yep.
out back in the early 90s. So
I
yeah.
know.
we
I
we
remember. Trust me, I remember.
yeah, we've come a long way since then. But going over with the next one is this Gaia 5 Complete. This Gaia 5 Complete is a strategy RPG that offers hundreds of hours of over the top, award winning gameplay and marks the first time the core game is available on the go. The game includes all 8 bonus scenarios, 4 fan favorite characters, and 3 characters classes that were originally DLC in the PlayStation 4 release of this Gaia 5 Alliance of Vengeance. So, you Sony fanboy. How do you feel about one of the? I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's one of the big AAA title, but it's a title that has been a Sony staple since the very beginning, except for a game. I think it's part one being released on the DS in 2008, like 5 years after it came out on originally on PlayStation 2. But I mean, I'm excited. That's one of those games that you would not expect it to be on the Nintendo system, but it's making their way over here. Hopefully, others will tag along.
Uh, my point still stands. Switch is gonna get all those RPGs. It's a portable system. Japan loves RPGs. You're gonna see all those games. I won't be surprised if someday you see a Persona 6 coming, or maybe Persona 5. Who the hell knows? Coming to the Switch. I don't mind. I'm not an Xbox fanboy that is dying for exclusives, right? Sony has enough. We can share some with our Nintendo brothers, so it's all good. It's a good game. Go play it. I recommend it. So you'll have a lot of time, a lot of fun.
Well,
And to me, that would be my pick of the week, of course. So
mm. well, I'm gonna say you heard it here first. Persona 5 Golden, Nintendo Switch.
hopefully your dreams will come through because I keep hearing that game is really good, and I'm gonna play it hopefully this year at some point. Hey, Caleones, just to give you a heads up, Cleveland 94, Golden State 106. So it's they're only losing by 12. It's not as bad as the first game. Just give you a heads up. There's people out there. Caleones is a huge Cleveland Cavaliers fan. I'm just giving him. I'm
Well,
posting. I'm keeping him up to date on the
I'm
score.
just gonna say I'm spoiled. I'm not gonna freak out until they're down 3-0. So
That could happen. That could happen for sure. But hopefully, Cleveland will find somehow a way to keep this series competitive. I don't want to be a blowout. I don't want to be 4-0, of course, right? So, and I have to support my boy Caleones. Give some love to the Cavaliers. So hopefully they'll come back and win this series, of course. But anyway, just wanted to keep you posted, Caleones. And also, guys out there, you can see how Caleones is missing the NBA game to record our Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast. That's how much he cares about you guys out there. Anyway, right here at the Force in Unison Gaming channel. Okay, jokes aside, let's do Aronuma's Nintendo discussion, where basically we take a topic and we discuss it and we go back and forth and have a little fun with it, right? And of course, today's topic has to be the Nintendo online service and what Nintendo just presented to the masses. So anyway, I'll let Caleones start first. What he liked and what he doesn't like about the Nintendo online service, or what we know about. So
okay. I think we could probably do it a little bit differently. Like I'll say something that I like and don't like, and then you're gonna jump in and say something that you like and don't like, and then we're gonna have our discussion or our fist fight after that. So something that I like, $20 for the entire year.
uh-huh.
Something that I don't like is $20 for the whole year per account on the system.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I hate that. Yep. I honestly agree 100%. I don't think we're gonna disagree on this one. I agree 100%. I hate it when I read that. I was like, "Fuck Nintendo, what are you doing?" On PlayStation, I pay one PS Plus account, right? That's it, and anybody can go to that PlayStation and play online with it, right? So I don't know what happened with Nintendo again. Nintendo behind the times. Come on, Nintendo. Now I have to say, of what we know that I really like is this Nintendo service. It feels like a Netflix type of service, right? It feels like they're gonna have a lot of old school games. They're gonna
Yes.
add
Yeah, similar
online,
to the Xbox One.
yeah, online capability on this old school games. Imagine playing Mario Brothers 3 or Dr. Mario online against other people, and then you'll have access to all the games, right? As long as you're a member to the Nintendo online service, right? And what I like about this is again, Sony fanboys. I'm gonna compare it with the PlayStation. PlayStation only gives you a PS Plus game. You download it for that month. After the month, it's over, right? Nintendo is saying, here, I'm going to give you a pool of games so you can have a lot of access to them and you can play as long as you want, right? As long as you're a member. So that is a good idea. Kudos for Nintendo. Again, they fuck up. Again, this is a love-hate relationship I have with my bros at Nintendo. They do something wrong, which is the fucking account being tied to the membership. But they didn't do something right, which is having full access to a pool of games as long as you're a member. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that, Calionis.
Well, I mean, it's still $20 less. I mean, well, it's still $20, which is going to be $40 less than the Xbox One and PS4 services, or or Sony PSN services. Hopefully, it's not going to be hacked, or it's not going to go down for like a month and a half, and people are not going to have any online service like it happened with the Sony service. Um, which I kind of like wanted to rub that in and on you, but
Sure.
but
Rub it
yeah,
in. You
but
want to
yeah.
rub
But as far as the games, I'm excited about the features, about the classic game selection, and try to see what extra you're gonna be able to have. Some people were complaining about, oh, but yeah, it's there's gonna be some lag, so it's gonna be impossible to play, like one player, like two-player games from, for classic games, so that's not gonna work. I mean, it works out for games that are a lot more robust, that are, big AAA 3D open world titles, and it works fine. So I'm pretty sure for an 8-bit or 16-bit or like 64-bit, it's not going to be a problem. Um, it's a lot less memory I mean, to read at on once, and it should work fine. So stop freaking out, people. We should be getting something this summer. The Nintendo did say that there's gonna be like a like an app trial, so you can try it out and see how it works. And then come 2018 is when they're gonna start charging for it. So it's gonna be free until then. And the app is going to be downloaded then in 2018, so that's when you have to start worrying about it. But I'm looking forward to try to see what those features are going to be. So yeah, let's see what extra they can add to those games.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I agree with you there. I don't want to, start screaming, "Oh, this is the end!" Right? Admittedly, I like the price. It's $20, but I wish Nintendo wouldn't charge at all. Right? I almost feel like Nintendo and hear me out. Nintendo should have done the Sony route, right? It should have said, "Okay, online free, fine, but if you want this PS Plus game for free, you can go and pay us for PS Plus, but your online still free, right?" And the reason I say that, once you start charging for online, people are gonna be harder on Nintendo, right? They're not gonna accept the bullshit of disconnecting or not be able to voice chat and do shit like that, right? So Nintendo has to be really careful, and that's why they delayed the service until 2018. I think they delay it because they're not ready yet. They launched the Switch maybe a little bit too early when they didn't have all this plan ready to roll. I know they needed to roll it out as soon as possible, the Switch, because they need to make some money. Of course, they're a company.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it feels that the reason they delayed is because they're not ready and they don't know how to handle online infrastructure. I'm sorry, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, but also they're worried about the feedback from, because I mean when it was first announced, it was said that okay, so each month you're going to have access to one game that you're going to be able to play for that month, and then the next month it was going to be a different game, so you weren't going to be able to have access anymore to that one. Now they changed it to, the classic game selection. You're going to have access to all of them, and you're going to be able to keep them until, as long as you have the description. So now, I mean, slowly the Nintendo Switch Online, it's the service is evolving. They made some positive changes in for it, but as far as the one having multiple accounts and having to get it for each one, it's something that may change. They did say something about if you have multiple accounts, they're probably gonna have like some sort of discount, but it sounded like they're still working on it. So that's probably gonna change from here until it comes out. So, like I said, nice, really nice about the price point. Um, but with the price point, like you said, then it gives people more to criticize Nintendo for their service. So now their service has to be on point. It cannot, you cannot have all those disconnecting issues or anything like that. So people are going to be looking forward to that being fixed because they're going to be paying for it now.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We'll see what happens, Caleones, but it's interesting Nintendo going this route. Again, there's some positives, and also I like that the Virtual Console is also separate. They announced that too. I mean, I didn't want to include the virtual console. I want to buy the games that I want. Just again, the virtual console, Nintendo. You need to make those games HD. If I can make them HD on my fucking Retron 5 or my PC, you can make them HD on your Switch. Make them HD, Nintendo. All those old games need to be HD anyway. Interesting. We'll see. Caleones, of course. We'll be watching right here at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast how Nintendo performs with their online service. Anyway, that was a good topic, Caleones. Let's go to the next one, my friend. And since we're close to E3, E3 is right next door, my friend. So it's exciting time. We had a prediction show that is gonna be uploaded this week, of course. So you guys want to watch that? We have predictions for everything on all the companies right here at the Force in Unison Gaming channel, of course. But we're gonna focus now on this topic more on Nintendo itself. So, Caleones, what is the most exciting possible announcement or game that you're looking forward to from Nintendo this E3?
Well, I mean, we did have a discussion already about this. We talked about the different companies. We we kind of felt sorry for Microsoft on the video that we did. So, but but either way, I've been going back and forth. I think the biggest the game that would impact the most, and I'm saying because Mario Odyssey, people have already seen it, like seen the gameplay, seen how it plays in Japan. They saw a lot more than we did over here, but you already know how the game is, and pretty much have a great idea how it's gonna end up being. So I believe the biggest one, and you already mentioned that, is gonna be Pokemon Stars. Because if Pokemon Stars gets announced at E3, that's it. That it's game over. You already have the Dragon Quest games, you already have Monster Hunter, and now you add Pokemon Stars. I mean, what else can Nintendo do in it during its first year to have probably the best year ever as a company when it comes to game releases and quality releases? Um, I think that's probably gonna be the biggest news out of all of them.
Okay, I'm gonna give you what I think on what does I'll put it this way, and then you can answer. What does Nintendo need to do to win E3? For me, right?
Mhm.
That's what Nintendo needs to do. They need to start that conference. They need to show Mario Galaxy out of the way. Boom. Show that gameplay. Show how fun that game is. Kick ass. Show it. Put it in everybody's faces. Slap it around. Uh, then after that, new announcement needs to be on the new Metroid game. Needs to be shown in this. What the fuck Retro's doing? Retro, fucking show the fucking Metroid game already, okay? Please,
And it
thank you.
better, I hope it doesn't start with a banana on the screen.
No,
No.
no, please, no more bananas. No, please. Next, I would, if I was Nintendo, I would show the new DLC, maybe some story sequences for Zelda. That would be pretty good, right? Show what we expect on the new story mode for the Breath of the Wild. I think that would be good. Then drop that again. Keep dropping bombs. Pikmin 4. Boom. Show me Pikmin 4 on the Switch. Show me what it's gonna look really good. Show me why it's awesome. I like Pikmin. I would look forward into a new Pikmin game for sure. Then Nintendo, for me, show me some Xenoblade Chronicles. I want to see some gameplay.
Yeah.
They showed just a small teaser trailer on the Switch reveal. I want to see gameplay now. I want to see how big the world is. Show it off, Nintendo. You got me. You show that game, you got me. And then the other piece of news that I would like to see again. This is I'm saying perfect scenario. If Nintendo does all this, they could easily win E3. Smash Bros. Deluxe. I know we had a video up and we talked about some fake pictures, but it was exciting to talk about a new Smash Bros. Deluxe for the Switch. Show that shit up, Nintendo. You show that again. You're building. To have a great conference, honestly. Then I would drop some third-party games. They need to show some third-party support. I don't know. Overwatch third-party game. I don't know. I'm exaggerating now, but they have to show a big third-party game on their presentation, and then you close the show with Pokemon Stars. Boom. You drop that mic. You leave the room. and then you say, "Fuck you, Microsoft," and "Fuck you, Sony," and then you're done. And then I think that they have a chance to have a great presentation. That would be what I would see as the perfect scenario for Nintendo. Now, what I'm excited about to answer counter your point, of course, Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles, no denying it, and then of course I'm hoping for a new Pikmin and a new Metroid. So anyway, I don't know if you want to counter that. What would be your perfect scenario for Nintendo at E3?
Well, I mean, just thinking about what you just mentioned, that'll probably give me a heart attack. Um, uh, the show is gonna be well, Nintendo. I wasn't invited to go to E3, so I'm gonna have to watch it from from work. Actually, I'm gonna be at work watching it, so I can't afford to. I mean, to mid shift, have a heart attack, be taken by an ambulance. But I kind of wish I do. I kind of wish I have, my heart pacing, and that's gonna happen. But just to add to your announcements, something they should add would be, okay, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. What about launching the Virtual Console with Xenoblade Chronicles HD and having Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, and maybe a couple of GameCube games as well? It's going to be the perfect venue to launch a Virtual Console.
If they do that, I mean, they got me. I mean, again, coming from a Sony fan, they got me, and Sony has their deck stacked to have a really good show because they're going to show a lot of exclusives and a lot of good games, right? So Nintendo needs to come swinging, right? They're fighting. Uh, they have a good chance, at least for the Nintendo fans. They can say it was a good show. Like last year, E3 was just Zelda, right? And that I heard Nintendo. They're not going to win any E3 with just showing Zelda, even though it's a great game. Let me clarify. But still, this year is the chance. Stack it up. Show people why you need to buy the Switch. What Sony does well and way more better than Microsoft is they show you what you're going to play in the next 6, 12, and 18 months. So you're buying that console already, knowing what's coming. I want to see the same from Nintendo. I want to see, give me my Xenoblade. I know that's a 2018 game. Give me a release date. I don't mind, or close to it.
Yeah.
Tell me Pikmin is coming. Tell me Pikmin is coming next year. Give me Metro Prime is coming next year. And then drop that Mario Odyssey this year. And then you drop a deluxe Smash Bros. This year, maybe? Or Pokemon Stars for the fall, right?
Yeah.
You got a good lineup of games for the rest of the year, Nintendo. They need to take advantage. They have good momentum right now, Nintendo. Just keep it up. Show people why they need to buy your system, and this is your chance. Don't fuck it up, Nintendo.
Yeah, and that's a good problem to have. I mean, you already seeing the calendar, seeing the games that are coming out. You kind of feel like if they announce those games, there's gonna be like no place for them like during this year. They're already gonna be coming out with like I said, Arms this month, Splatoon 2 next month, Monster Hunter Double Cross in August. September is probably gonna be Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Then you start with October, November, and December, where you're probably gonna have Super Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and maybe Pokemon, Smash Bros. Depending on which one. Another game that we didn't mention, but that it should be shown over at E3 is Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem
Yeah,
Switch game.
yeah.
Not
No,
Yeah, it's Warriors is gonna be shown, but
yep.
the Fire Emblem
The
yeah,
2018 version.
yeah, 2018 version, which is going to be Switch only. That should be shown on there as well. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo, it's right there. It's all laid out, and it's pretty. I mean, the way that you said it, that's an easy way for them to just blow up A3, to throw a bomb, to make it explode, and to make people go crazy. It's all there. They just gotta deliver, and it's not really gonna be a presentation. It's gonna be a Nintendo Direct, or something similar that we're gonna have. So they can do it. They have all the pieces. They have all the games lined up. Just boom, just show them.
Hype Nintendo. Hype that shit. Hype that shit.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the Nintendo hype train.
Yes. That was good. We're excited, of course. E3 is coming up, and there's gonna be some coverage right here at the Force in Unison Gaming channel. So please subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy motherfuckers happy. And also, you can then follow all our coverage for E3. We're gonna be some reactions. There's gonna be some fun to be had, of course, coming from a Nintendo and Sony fan. This is gonna be an interesting E3, and of course, give credit to Microsoft. They're gonna show a new console, and a new console is always exciting, right? So,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Yeah,
we
and I'm
got
and I'm looking forward to Sony's games that they're going to be announcing that are going to be coming out in the next 6, 12, and 18 years.
yes, of course. Like Breath of the Wild, it took like 10 years to come out. Anyway, uh, with that, I want to thank you, everybody, for joining us today at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo Podcast, episode 4, right here at the Force in Unison Gaming channel. Of course, go to our Facebook page at Force in Unison so you can see or browse some fun stuff like Glitch of the Week, where we post every week at our Facebook page. Of course, guys, please subscribe, like, and comment so you can make these two crazy motherfuckers happy. I know I repeated that like 5 minutes ago, but it's fun to say.
Yeah,
We're crazy motherfuckers,
yeah,
right?
and we love you guys. We want all of you aboard, so yeah, just come over.
Yeah, just come over to the crazy train. Crazy. And that's how they go. I don't think I'm Ozzy Osbourne. Anyway,
Yeah, don't want to see that tongue of yours.
of course, remember, you can download this podcast at SoundCloud. Finally. Hopefully, we'll get iTunes pretty soon. And of course, I don't want to forget, go to chigueronews.com and give some clicks to my boy Caleones. Anyway, I want to thank you again for joining us. Long live Nintendo, motherfuckers. Have a good night. See you guys.
Hey, good night, everyone.